Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're breaking down something totally fascinating, how everyday creators are quietly building and selling AI tools right now and doing it without writing a single line of code. Look, while most people are perfectly content just watching AI trends from the sidelines, a really focused group of creators is actually taking action. They're using some incredibly simple tools to create apps, solve specific problems, and frankly, generate real online income. And you know what the absolute best part is? A huge chunk of these successful creators aren't even programmers. So, what if you could actually build an AI app without knowing how to code? We're going to explore exactly how anyone, from complete beginners to freelancers and solo founders, can bridge that gap between having a simple, shower thought idea and generating real revenue. The reality of 2026 is that the distance between a concept in your head and a profitable product has literally never been smaller. What used to take a massive team, a developer, a designer, a copywriter, plus months of financial runway, now really just requires one person with some clear domain expertise and the right set of AI tools. All right, here is our step-by-step playbook for today. We're covering 1. Finding problems worth solving. 2. Building without writing code. 3. Pricing for profitability. 4. Selling on Gumroad and beyond. And finally, 5. Launch and scale. Let's dive in. Starting off with part 1. Finding problems worth solving. First things first, you have to realize you don't need to build the next billion-dollar Silicon Valley startup. You just need to solve one specific bottleneck. The absolute crucial point here is that buyers do not care about the AI model you use. Seriously, they don't. They only care about the results and the time savings you deliver. When you're brainstorming, you've got to focus intensely on outcomes, not tech features. Ask yourself, what specific bottleneck is your target customer facing right now? What daily task is simply taking them way too much time? If you can pinpoint that frustration and build a targeted solution for it, boom, you have a viable product. And listen, you don't need to build some sprawling, complicated software suite. The most successful beginners right now are creating simple templates, handy little single-purpose tools, custom chatbots, and niche apps. These are things specifically designed to be sold directly on platforms like Gumroad, Etsy, or your own direct-to-consumer site. Think along the lines of AI caption generators, really specific budgeting apps, or niche writing assistants. Because they focus on just one clear workflow, they're incredibly easy to explain to a buyer and honestly, even easier to hand over if you decide to sell the app down the road. Moving right along to part 2, building without writing code. Okay, so how do you actually build these templates and tools? Well, AI gives everyone a starting point based on whatever your comfort level is. Zero coding required. You basically have 3 main pathways here. First up, visual builders like Lovable. This is an incredibly powerful platform where you type in an AI prompt, it generates a working app, and then you use a drag-and-drop visual interface to tweak workflows, data, and privacy rules. It gives you total control for production-level apps. Second, you've got prompt-to-app builders like Lovable and Bolt. For these, you just interact with a chat interface. You describe your vision, and the AI literally generates the interface, the database, the whole shebang right in front of you. Finally, for maximum flexibility, there's Replit. It's an AI-powered environment that is perfect for taking those no-code prototypes all the way to full-stack apps. Ultimately, you just want to choose the tool that fits how your brain works because the goal here is simply to get your app ready for market testing as fast as possible. The best tools out there in 2026 don't force you to learn the underlying mechanics of AI. They adapt to how you naturally solve problems. AI is just handing you that crucial starting prototype so you can refine it, test it, and perfect it for your actual users. All right, on to part 3, pricing for profitability. This is a big one. Building the thing is one thing, but if the math doesn't make sense, your business won't survive. It's absolutely crucial to understand this contrast. You see, traditional software is incredibly forgiving. Adding one more user to your platform costs you almost nothing. But AI products, they are an entirely different beast. Every single time your user clicks generate or chats with your bot, you are paying real variable per request costs to an underlying AI model. So think about it. If you charge a flat subscription of $30 a month, but a power user runs up $50 in API fees, your business model literally collapses. So how do we fix this? The dominant solution right now is a 3-part hybrid subscription model. This gives your buyers the predictability they want, while safely protecting your profit margins. It's exactly how the category leaders operate. Step 1, you charge a small monthly base fee, say $15 to $50 for prosumer tools. This anchors the relationship and covers your fixed costs. Step 2, you include a usage quota, like a set number of tokens or generations, specifically sized so an average user will never actually hit the limit. And step 3, the most important part, you implement overage pricing for those power users. If they go above their included quota, you charge them at a rate of 2 to 4 times your underlying API cost. That protects your margins perfectly. Next up, part 4, selling on Gumroad and beyond. We have to talk about the massive shift in buyer psychology lately. People have been burned by low-rent, terrible GPT wrappers, and because of that, they are incredibly cautious. A couple of years ago, everyone was buying anything with AI slapped on the label just because of FOMO, the fear of missing out. Well, not anymore. Now the fear is making a bad decision and wasting time on a tool that doesn't actually work. To succeed today, you have to fundamentally change your approach to stand out from the noise. To overcome that fear of failure, your job isn't just to convince someone to click buy. Your job is to make absolutely sure they are successful with your tool. You need to pivot your entire message away from the cool tech and squarely onto the outcomes. Show them the tangible, real-world results they're going to get. Provide actual, hands-on support. Start by getting just one single customer a massive quick win, and then use that credibility to build trust. Oh, and use AI to help you sell. Tools like Clay are fantastic for bringing together data enrichment and AI-powered research. It lets you personalize your sales outreach at scale without needing a massive sales team. When it is finally time to launch, platforms like Gumroad, Lemon Squeezy, or even Etsy make it incredibly easy to sell digital products without needing some huge advertising budget. You can literally spin up a storefront for your templates, your chatbots, or your tools in minutes, right on your own site. And here's what's really exciting. If you build a great little niche app and eventually decide you just don't want to run it anymore, marketplaces like Acquire.com exist specifically for buying and selling entire AI apps, even if they are pre-revenue. It's a real game changer. And finally, part 5, launch and scale. $10 million. That is the annual recurring revenue that Chatbase reached by focusing on real problems. It just goes to show the massive, massive demand for tools that deliver actual value. In 2026, the market has shifted entirely from just playing around with AI to fully operationalizing it. Seeing companies like Chatbase hit $10 million in revenue, or Lucidia tripling their sales growth in just one quarter compared to the previous year, it proves that if you solve a measurable problem, the ceiling for growth is just astronomical. The secret to scaling like those guys is actually pretty simple. Prove your value so definitively that your happy customers drive your exponential growth. When your tool actively saves someone hours of tedious, mind-numbing work every single week, they naturally become your best marketing channel. You really don't need a massive ad budget when your users are wildly successful and literally won't stop talking about your product to their peers. All right, let's do a quick recap of this explainer. Remember, you only need one simple idea: the willingness to start with a no-code builder and a relentless focus on delivering measurable buyer outcomes. First, find that specific bottleneck. Second, use tools like Bubble, Lovable, or Replit to build a prototype fast, no code required. Third, implement that hybrid subscription model so API costs don't eat your lunch. Fourth, build trust by focusing purely on outcomes. And fifth, launch small to get those quick wins that turn your customers into your ultimate growth engine. Listen, you absolutely do not need to be a programmer to turn AI into real, tangible income. The tools are right there waiting for you. The blueprint is proven, and the market is incredibly hungry for solutions that actually work. So the only question left is, what specific, simple problem are you going to solve first? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Start looking for those everyday bottlenecks and take that first step today.